Dua Lipa just changed everything. For months, fans speculated, gossiped, and tried to decode every move she made. A mystery man here, a cryptic post there. And now, in a quiet but powerful confirmation, the truth is out. She's officially engaged. But not just to anyone, she's tying her future to a rising star in Hollywood, someone you might recognize from the screen, but know almost nothing about off-camera. Callum Turner. It wasn't some flashy announcement or Instagram drop that revealed the news. It was a simple statement, tucked into a calm, intimate conversation with British Vogue. It's very exciting. She said with a smile that said more than words ever could. And just like that, Dua Lipa, the pop icon who's been dancing through headlines and breaking records, gave us a glimpse into the love story that's been blooming quietly behind the scenes. But there's more to this engagement than just a ring and a yes. The story behind it is layered, emotional, and full of subtle surprises. From the way he proposed to how they met to why Dua's feelings about weddings have completely changed. This is not your typical celebrity love story. Let's rewind. Back in January 2024, Dua was spotted having dinner at the famed River Cafe in London, a known celebrity hotspot. What fans didn't know was that this particular evening would mark the start of something life-changing. Dua was dining with her father. Across the restaurant, Callum Turner was sitting with a group of friends. The connection? Ruth Rogers, the co-founder of the River Cafe and a longtime friend of Dua's family. It was Ruth who introduced them. A brief hello, a shared laugh, just enough to make something click. At first, it didn't seem like anything more than a polite meeting, but those who were there say the chemistry was instant. Not flashy, not loud, just real. Within weeks, tabloids began buzzing. Who was this mystery man with Dua? Paparazzi caught them, leaving a few places together. Nothing too romantic, but just enough to fuel speculation. Neither of them confirmed anything. Not a word. Silence, at least in public. And now, half a year later, we know why. They weren't hiding. They were building something. When Dua finally opened up about the proposal, it wasn't with the dramatics of Hollywood. It was honest, heartfelt, and beautifully ordinary in its intimacy. Callum didn't just buy a ring. He crafted it with help. He reached out to Dua's inner circle, her closest friends and her sister. He asked questions, listened, and made sure it wasn't just any ring. It was her ring. I'm obsessed with it, Dua said, her eyes lighting up. It's so me. But what really stood out wasn't the stone or the setting, it was what it represented. It's nice to know the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with knows you very well, she added. There's something rare about that kind of statement in the celebrity world. In an industry that often feels polished and performative, Dua's words felt raw and sincere. She wasn't just showing off a ring. She was letting us in on something deeply personal. But before you start imagining white dresses and flower petals, pump the brakes, because Dua is not planning a wedding just yet. In fact, she admitted something unexpected. I've never been someone who's really thought about a wedding. Or dreamt about what kind of bride I would be, she confessed. All of a sudden I'm like, oh, what would I wear? It's not cold feet, it's just Dua being real. Right now, she's in the middle of her global tour. Stadiums, fans. Exhausting schedules. Meanwhile, Callum's career is on fire. He's currently shooting new projects and riding the wave of his recent success in Masters of the Air and The Boys in the Boat. So instead of rushing, they're savoring the now. We're just enjoying this period, Dua said. No pressure, no expectations. Just two people in love, letting things unfold at their own pace. And maybe that's the secret. Maybe that's what makes this story so captivating. Because behind the glamour and spotlight, this is a love built on friendship. The decision to grow old together, to see a life and just, be best friends forever. It's a really special feeling, she said. That kind of statement hits different. In a world obsessed with headlines, this wasn't about shock value. It was about substance. But who exactly is Callum Turner? For many, he's still a bit of a mystery. While he's been acting for over a decade, his career has never screamed for attention. He's known in film circles as talented, thoughtful, and low-key. From indie dramas to big-budget productions, Callum's path hasn't been about fame, it's been about craft. Born and raised in London, he grew up far from the Hollywood bubble. He modeled briefly before diving into acting, with breakout roles in Glue, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, and more recently, Masters of the Air, a gritty war drama produced by Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg. He's not the kind of actor who floods social media or seeks out the spotlight, and maybe that's exactly what attracted Dua. She said in the past that she values authenticity above all else, and with Callum, she seems to have found just that. But even in a love story this sincere, the public can't help but speculate. Fans have already started wondering, was this whirlwind romance too fast? Was it real? Are there hidden tensions? So far, there's no sign of anything but stability. But rumors will swirl, as they always do. What's clear is that this isn't a publicity stunt. There were no red carpet reveals, no viral proposal videos. Just two people building a quiet, solid connection in a world that never stops watching. And that's what makes it powerful. Because in a time where many celebrity romances feel staged or strategic, Dua and Callum's story feels grounded. Almost old-fashioned. Built on time, not timeline. Still, there's one question no one can stop asking. What will Dua wear when the day finally comes? She doesn't know yet. And honestly, she's not in a rush to find out. The idea of a wedding is still sinking in. All of a sudden I'm like, oh, what would I wear? She laughed. But for now, she's not thinking about gowns or guest lists. She's thinking about the kind of life she wants. The kind of love that lasts. The kind that's quiet but certain. And maybe that's the biggest twist of all. Because for someone whose music dominates charts and whose face is recognized worldwide, Dua Lipa's most powerful move might just be choosing a kind of love that doesn't scream for attention. A kind of love that grows in the silence.